Okay, it's not right. It's not good enough, really. If I lift it up, maybe. Then we can see more. That should be good enough. It looks upside down on screen. Like, why does it look upside down? It shouldn't look upside down. Okay, let's see. Like, that's what we want, right? We want it to be that way around. That's better. Oh, it keeps flipping back. Keeps rotating back. That fucking sucks, man. Keeps rotating itself back. Yeah, it's the wrong way around, man. It's the wrong way around. Okay, so now it's frozen. We're gonna figure this out, right? That looks better. Now we just move it over this way a bit. Okay, I'm happy with that, right? I'm happy with that. Cool. begin. So welcome in. Now, I know there's no one watching the stream at the moment, but I'm sure that there will be people who are watching this later on, and I'll probably download the audio of this and re-upload it as a podcast. So I usually do tarot readings, and I'm done with that. Done with that. I'm not going to be doing that anymore. Not like it's not an ATM anymore. I'm not sitting here waiting to provide that service. Instead, I'm going to decide, like, I will choose, okay, I think this person, intuitively I feel this person could use some guidance, and I'll give them some guidance. Yeah, that's how I'm going to be managing the tarot and mysticism and spellcasting and all that stuff that I used to do. It's no longer on demand, it's now something you're going to have to request. And in the meantime, like while we're streaming, I'm going to be drawing. Like today specifically, I'm gonna draw myself a new logo. These are pieces that I'm busy working with. They're here in case I get bored or want to work on something else. That's what they're here for. But yeah, I want to talk about various mystic and occult topics. Once a week. I'm thinking on a Sunday. We'll do this on a Sunday where I will draw and I'll talk about one or more mystic topics, and every now and then in between I'll give a tarot reading or some numerology or whatever. Something like that. Spells, manifestations, so on and so forth. I do hope to get 2 cameras working here in the next week. 2 cameras so that one can look at my face as I used to have it. I hope you can hear all right. Like, I don't know what the audio sounds like really. I guess I can listen, but then it's going to give us feedback, so I'm not in a hurry to look. I'm also changing the way that I handle my members program. Before it was like you paid a set price to become a member and then you got access to classes and all kinds of cool shit. I'm changing that now. No more classes, no more of that. I'll sell that as a separate product, as an individual product. But anyone who tips this stream, anyone who donates towards this channel will now be eligible for membership. And what membership entitles you to is once a week I will do what we used to do. On-demand services where I will provide dream interpretation and scrying, where I will use a bowl of black water, seeking visions, mystic visions, which I will interpret, otherwise interpreting dreams for anyone who has dreams they want interpreted. And yeah, we will also do some manifestations. You tell me your dreams, I'll tell you my dreams, we will give energy towards manifesting that. So we'll do that once a week. I just need to figure it out, give membership to all the people who have already supported, to gather interest, get people going, and to encourage people to, it's like incentive. Yeah, incentive. So as to our topics for today, like the title says, wealth, what is real wealth, right? So that's what we're going to dive into today. That's what the topic of our podcast is for today. Shit, the only tool that I needed is not in this kit. Fuck. Okay, but I've got it here. I was looking for this. So, as we chat today, I'm going to be deconstructing the topics of wealth, and of energy, and of money, I guess, and of value as well. Value, money, energy, and wealth. I'm going to see how these things work together, what they are individually. I think the point of this topic is that I want to separate value and wealth from money, because money is not value. But we will get in there. We will get going. I want to make the circle as big as it can go. Yeah. Oh, fuck. So let's consider value for a moment. What is value, first of all? Where is value? Value is inside of you. You are value. You have value. And that's really the only value that there is. You assign value to things in the world around you because you are the source of value. Kind of like the sun. You know how the sun radiates energy? It is the value that gives life to this whole solar system, this whole ecosystem. Everything, our planet receives what it needs to produce life and wealth and abundance from the sun. The sun is where the value originates. So it's the same for you in your life. Everything in your reality revolves around you, is dependent on you. You are the source of the value. Not the diamonds, not the cars, not the technologies, not anything. None of that has any value except what you assign it. So, a lot of people think that value is something that it's not. They think that the value is in the technology. They think it's in the money. They think it's in precious stones. They think it's in gold. They think that stuff is what is valuable. Maybe they've been told, or they understand this concept that humans assign the value, but they still seem to believe that value is fixed. It's like a social condition that a lot of people, most of us, can't seem to break. I need 2 circles on here. So I guess value is in your ability to produce energy. But not only that, it's also within your ability to create wealth and abundance. So the sun gives out energy. The energy arrives at the planet. It's converted into different forms. It gives life to organisms and cells. That's the wealth. All of it together is the value of the sun. The energy and the wealth that's created from the energy is the value of the sun. Okay, so I need... Oh shit. I need to make another circle. Okay, I need another circle. Hey little bee, how you doing little bee? So when you can acknowledge that value comes from yourself as a source, then you can start to understand how true value and true wealth exists within interactions and relationships. Family, friends. If you are radiating value and you are interacting with someone else who's radiating value, now there's more. There's more value than there was before. As what you need is shared with you, and what others need you share with them. Like you do it through your own energy. If someone is hungry, prepare. It grows. Before we were so overpopulated on the planet, it was able to feed us. Now we have to farm it. We have to create permaculture farms and agriculture farms to supply ourselves with enough food. But we can't do that. Okay, like anybody can put some seeds in a hole and look after those seeds until they produce food. That is you, your value. You are creating it. It's like direct. It's like DC, direct current. It's a direct flow of energy from you into the environment, producing results. And those results are your wealth. Just excuse me a sec, I'm heading over to my Facebook page to share the stream out. We share it to my public wall, right? That's right. Lol. I don't want that to make a noise every time it happens. Double noises. Okay. Cool. like security. If you are secure, like you have enough to eat, you have a roof over your head, security. This comes from support structures of people. It doesn't come from money. It comes from people, generations, family and friends, relationships. You can replace it with money, sure. You can replace relationships with money, but it's a very temporary form of value. It's like a battery. The battery will hold energy, but it will deplete. It can be recharged, refilled. Eventually it will die and need to. But say I don't have money, but I have family and friends, and I'm in need. I can reach out. I can exchange of my own skills and my own value and energy in return for the things that I am in need of. We use the example of cooking food for someone. So let's say that person, is your cousin. The person that you're cooking for is your cousin. Your cousin also, your cousin also knows how to make soap. You don't know how to make soap, but your cousin gives soap. Make sure you have soap. You make sure they have food. You provide basic necessities for each other. They allow you to stay hygienic, and you allow both of you to stay nourished. So where does money come into the situation? Money comes in, it's like a backlog, it's like a reservoir. As I was saying earlier, it's like a battery. So I can give you this token, this little symbol that represents the service I provided. I've cooked a meal for you. Well, you give it to me. Yeah, I've cooked a meal for you, and you've just given me a token, and that represents the hygiene that you're going to provide for me later. But I don't need it right now. I'm pretty clean. I don't need a shower right now, so I don't need you to give me soap right now, you know? I don't need you to give me water right now. You needed food right now, so I gave it to you. You gave me a token, a symbol, that says I can come back and redeem hygiene from you if and when I need it. That's basically what money is. It's a symbol of the energy that has been provided. It's a symbol of wealth, and it's a symbol of... It's not a symbol of wealth, it's a symbol of value and wealth. I'm almost reluctant to continue talking because I don't even know if I'm connected to the internet. The way that things are set up right now, I can't tell. I can't check my bitrate or anything like that. Okay, so I'm going to use the example of the sun, solar panels, batteries and appliances to describe wealth and value, energy, and money. So the sun is the source of value, and that is you. You are the source of your value in your life. The solar panel is a system that can convert that energy into something that's useful and usable for yourself and others. That's like a job or a business. You create a system that can invert, that can convert your energy, your internal metaphysical value. It converts that into something that is more universally accessible to not only yourself but to those around you as well. It's a way that you can share your value and convert it into even more, just various different forms. Like now you want to charge a battery. You could use that energy direct from your solar panel, from your business. You could run your lifestyle directly. Choose a lifestyle, run it. What you desire, what you want to create, you could do it all directly out of the funds that come in from your business. But that's not always so stable. Like with a solar panel, if it's cloudy, that the amount of energy it can convert or capture from the sun is small. And if it's dark, if the sun is absent, then it doesn't produce anything. So it's the same with your business or your job. You have to show up to your job. If you're not there, or if you're sick, you're not able to give full capacity, then the amount of energy that the system generates for you or captures for you is not optimal. That doesn't mean that your value has decreased. You are still radiating exactly the same amount of value as usual. There's just whatever interference, clouds interference. Night, you're absent. You've gone on holiday or you've taken a break for whatever reason you can't show up. So then you want to have reservoirs. You want to have batteries that can capture your energy, store it for later use. And that looks like money. That's where money comes into the play. Looks like bank accounts, investments, assets, money. Physical symbols to represent your value. And store it so that you can create a consistent and reliable flow. Even if it's less, it's not optimum, the amount of energy that a solar panel produces, if you have enough of them, it's way more than what your batteries need or their capacity. The batteries will fill up, they will reach a limit where they can't hold any more energy, when they can't produce any more energy, but the solar panels are able to produce more. And beyond that, the sun, the sun still has far more energy than all this entire system needs. So it's useful, it has uses, it has value to us, to create batteries and bank accounts and money. This is also, it has purpose, it serves purpose. But it's not the core, it's not where value begins and ends. And it's not wealth. We're still going to dive into what wealth is. So you're taking your energy and you're converting it into money. You're converting it into a different form of energy, a place where it can be stored. Potential energy. It's waiting now to be used. It's in the battery banks. Battery banks are full. But now, what do you do with it? Where does it go? It can't go anywhere. It can't go anywhere without wires and systems. And it's useless unless you have the technology that it requires it. Like if I don't have any electrical appliances, then having batteries and solar panels isn't going to help me at all. It's not going to do anything for me. so that like if I can produce everything that I need, if I can build my own house, if I can source my own water, grow my own food, if I can do everything for myself, then absolutely, like what need do I have for money? What need do I have for bank accounts or businesses or any of that? None. But back to batteries and money. Back to batteries and money. Like most of these household equipments that we live with nowadays run on an alternating current, and it's a 220 volt rail. In a solar system, the energy that's produced is a direct current, and it's much lower voltage. It's like some batteries and solar panels are low voltage, like 12 volts, 20 volts, 24 volts, but we go up and up, as high as like 60 volts, 70 volts. You can go up to those levels, but still it's much lower than what we're used to, and it's not the same type of current either. For that reason, all of the technology that we use is not actually compatible with our source of energy. It has to be modified or adjusted, and most importantly, connected. You have to connect the energy source with the appliance in order to create an effect in the real world. So that's your desires, that's your chosen outcomes. You want energy for what reason? Why do you want money? Why do you want wealth? What are you going to create with it? What are you going to do with it, right? Those are your outcomes, your desired outcomes, your results. Those are your appliances. So when we're using the example of the solar system, your appliances are your outcomes. And wealth happens when you can connect energy with the appliance, with the outcome. You can create a channel through which energy can flow, and then power, quotation marks, power your outcome. That is what wealth is. When you can take your energy that's in yourself and convert it and step it down and process it until it's in a form that allows you to create the outcomes of your desires. That's wealth. So you can have a lot of wealth, and you can have a lot of money and no wealth. You could have a lot of energy and no wealth. You can have a lot of relationships and no wealth. So that's what true wealth is. It's your ability to channel and direct your energy in such a way that it creates the outcomes you desire. I need a longer ruler. Excuse me. So what am I doing here on this page, right? What am I doing here? So I'm sure you've seen my profile picture. It's been there for a while. It's a little spell, it's a little manifestation. It's part of me converting my energy, it's part of my process on connecting my inner value with my desired outcomes. And it is serving its purpose. It was meant to create a rebirth in my communities, and it's serving its purpose. It has served its purpose. I'd like to start again. Different intention, different outcome. So in this outer circle here, I'm going to put, like, I'd hoped that we could bring in at least a few viewers today. At least a few, you know, so that we could get some more energy, you know, from other stars. I'm a star, you're a star. I wanted to get like 6 different stars. Like, what do you want to manifest? And then we bring that in here, we sigilize it. And what do you want to manifest? We bring that in here, we sigilize it. You know, create a really potent, collaborative spell. The outer circle is going to house 6 markings. The inner circle is going to be, this middle inner circle is going to be divided into 6 parts. It's going to be just straight lines, but they're going to rotate in one direction. The sigilized markings on the outer ring are going to rotate in the opposite direction. The centerpiece also going to rotate opposite, so the outward circle and the center circle are going to rotate in the same direction. The one in between them is going to rotate in the opposite direction. And in the center I will put a sigil, the sigil of my house. My signature, basically. If you've seen my art on DeviantArt, yeah. When I sign my art, it's a little marking, and that's what I'm gonna be using here today. So here's another scenario, like say you're starting a business, so your business is your solar panel, you're starting a business, you want to transmute some of your own energy into something that you can store in a reservoir, in the form of money and assets, and you have certain desires you want to manifest, so you start this business. Now, this business requires energy in order to succeed, so you need to show up for it, you need to be there, give of your skills, give of your knowledge, do physical tasks, exert physical energy. Or you can hire a manager to do those things for you. That's very risky. Now you're using money, you're using your batteries to power your business idea. That's very risky. An employee is not likely to care about your success as much as you do, not likely to care about your wealth as much as you do. So your own energy and your own value going into your systems, that is a sure way to grow it and make sure that it's successful. Trying to pay other people to do it and avoid putting of your energy in, it's very inefficient, because that energy, it still comes from you, right? You still have to do something in order to make that money, or for it to come into your life. Unless it's been given to you by family, friends, unless it's coming in as investments. But if it comes out of your own reservoirs, out of your own banks, that means you had to put it there in the first place. So that process of putting your energy into your bank accounts, turning it into money, and then taking it out and trying to convert it back into energy to power your business is a very inefficient process. It's a lot more efficient if that energy and value comes from the source directly. A lot less risky. If you're pouring lots of money into your business and your business is not making as much money back, you're making a loss consistently. You're losing energy. It's draining from you. But if you are investing of your own energy and the business is it's producing money, then your profits are there. Even if that value doesn't necessarily reflect how much you place value on your time. How much value do you place on your time? Even if the money that's coming out of your business at first doesn't reflect what value you place on your time, you're still not losing out. As if you had already created the money and then used that to power the business and made a loss. Okay, so I need to divide the outer circle. I need to divide them all into 6 parts. Something like 60, or no, what is it? I'll find out quickly. Oh. $360 divided into 6 is 60. I shouldn't doubt myself, hey? I should just fucking trust that I should just trust that my math is on point. Okay, 60. It doesn't really matter what point it is, I can always rotate the circle. So 60. Put 2 marks, right? One on the inside, one on the outside, and 1, 2. One over there, one over there, and one over there. So 1, 2, 3. You do the same thing on the other side. Or I can just make straight lines through. Does that work? I don't feel like it works. My brain feels a little bit fried. I'm just going to go ahead and do what I intuitively feel I need to do. Yeah, I could have just made lines directly through. doesn't seem right. So the reason that I'm trying to tackle this issue of wealth, right, and value, and where is true value and where is true wealth, it's because as long as I am trying to manifest money, I don't get anywhere. Like if I'm trying to manifest money, and I think that's wealth, and I focus all of my energy on this, I get it. It comes to me, money. But it doesn't last. It disappears. Because, as we know, it's like money is like a battery. Bank accounts and money, it's a temporary storage situation for energy. It's not a source, it's not a solution. Until I could, like only now things are shifting for me, but until I could separate wealth from value, wealth from money, then trying to manifest wealth and money wasn't working out for me. I want to manifest wealth, I need to manifest systems that can convert my inner energy into money, into wealth. That's how I need to dedicate my efforts. I need to build systems, metaphysical technology, psychological technology, and physical technology that can allow me to transform my inner value and my inner wealth, my literal energy field and consciousness, to allow that to be converted into other more universally accessible forms of energy. That looks like sources of income. And I can only do that really, if I go ahead and do that without having an outcome that I want to power. If I build these systems that generate energy, but I don't have anywhere to put it, it's useless to me. All that energy will be useless. Waste of my time. So basically I need to connect these 3 points into a triangle. And then those 3 points into another. Or these 3 and those 3. One of the triangles represents my consciousness, my will, the parts of me that are not really visible. The other triangle, it represents my physical body, physical being, physical experience, emotions. That's not where I want it. I want it on the inner circle. Shit. Almost made a fuck up. Inner circle. And then I know there's like this poverty mindset where people don't believe that they can afford something, or there are people who believe they can afford anything. The truth of the matter is that anyone can afford anything. It's not about how much money you have, or how much asset you have, or if your job is good enough. It's really about how much time and energy you're prepared to dedicate towards any specific outcome. It's about how committed you are, how much you're prepared to commit. Like if I'm gonna say to you, I can't afford this thing, I actually mean I'm not prepared to commit to this outcome. I have other priorities. I need to allocate the energy that I have to a different outcome. So I say to you, oh, I can't afford to go and eat out tonight. I'm saying to you, I want to dedicate my energy and my time somewhere else. It's not that I'm poor or I don't have enough. But by these definitions, you could have plenty of money and a great job and still be poor. Or you could have none of these things and be quite wealthy. Because the wealth is not within how much you have, how much you're able to produce. The wealth is within the outcomes. Are you able to create the outcomes of your desire? That's wealth. And you don't need money. Sometimes you do. Sometimes money is really useful in creating outcomes. But depending on what your desire is, you may or may not need money at all. You may not need a job at all. You may be able to produce or create the outcome of your desire 100% through your own investment of your own time and your own energy. Making this shift is really important to breaking the poverty mindset, to get out of that constant cycle of earning and spending and never having enough. Realizing, oh shit, there's actually nothing I can't afford. It's all about allocating my time and energy. That'll really shift your paradigm. That'll completely alter your reality. This thing is looking really trippy at this point. Okay, so what I want to do next, I want to I guess what I should do is mark. Fuck. What have I done? What have I done? I made a fuck up. I've made a fuck up. But like, there's no mistakes, there's no coincidences. I'm just gonna do it differently in this case. What am I gonna do? How am I gonna solve this? What I need to do is put my markings directly on this line, make them nice and small, so that I can come in with another line in between the two. Yeah. Another circle in between the two. The inner circle can get fucked. I guess it's for the best. Like that. Put another one there. Hey Chris, welcome in. Hope you're doing much better and the missus as well. Hope the boys didn't catch whatever you had. And what are we drawing today then? So basically, like, I'm sure you can see my profile picture on Twitch. I'm drawing a more authentic version. So I did that one as like on a whim, just whatever. So I'm going to create another one, and this time I'm going to animate it as well. I animated the last one, but I want to actually like make my Discord profile, my Discord server profile, an animated picture. Oh, and by the way, we're 100% off-grid. These lights, the stream, the laptop, audio, everything is running off of the solar panels, and well, it's running off of batteries, and the solar panels are charging the batteries. Both of us are fit and well? Fuck yeah. And the kids were lucky they didn't get it. They didn't get ill. Fuck yes. That's what I like to hear. Thanks so much for popping in, by the way. I think you're the only one to pop in so far today. But it's all good, you know, we've been offline for a long time now, for like a month and a half, as we've been trying to get this system working properly. Yeah, off-grid, fuck yes. No more random disconnects and shit. All of that is stuff of the past. Load shedding, stuff of the past. Okay, so what's my next step with this? Ink in the triangles? I think that's the next step. Yeah, cool. So I'm changing the kind of content that I produce here. Like, I'm no longer going to be doing Mystic services on demand. I will just be choosing. Every now and then I'll choose, hey, I think this person needs, I'll like intuitively feel into it, this person needs some guidance, this person needs some help manifesting their outcomes, this one person needs a pick-me-up, and then I'll give those things as my intuition guides me. yeah, otherwise we're going to be drawing like this. We're going to be creating things, and it's basically turning into a podcast, but we're going to draw in the background while we podcast. So this week I prepared the topic of value and wealth. So yeah, we've been talking about what is true value. I've been using solar panels and batteries and that shit as symbols. So we like identify that the sun is the source of energy, like you are the source of energy in your life. You are the source. Whatever energy or abundance or wealth is created, it comes out of your inner being, and the amount of energy you have is consistent. It's a consistent radiation of energy. It doesn't get less or more. Your value doesn't increase and decrease. It stays consistent. Sometimes there are interferences like clouds. Yeah, like clouds get in the way, or the sun goes on the other side of the planet, it's dark, so you go on vacation or you take some days off from your business or whatever. And the solar panel being your business or your job, whatever it is that creates, it captures your energy and transforms it into a more universal and accessible form of energy, which is then stored in batteries, batteries being money and bank accounts. Batteries are finite, they run out, they have to be recharged, refilled, and eventually they die. They can't last forever. The point of this podcast being to like separate value from money, recognizing that money is just a symbol. It's just a token to represent energy. It's not the energy itself. It's not the value itself. The value and the energy comes from you. And then wealth also, we wanted to identify what is true wealth really, and what we've been discussing, or what I've been discussing here or learning, is that wealth is in the outcomes that you create with your energy. So the appliances in my house that I need to run, like my toaster and my laptop and my cell phones, if I don't have a system in place that can connect my energy with the appliance, then the energy is quite useless. There's no wealth. I can have all the money in the world, but if I can't use it to create my outcomes that I desire, it's quite useless. And there's no wealth in it. And basically we were diving into the fact that like, you'll never not be able to afford something. Anyone can afford anything. If I say to you, I can't afford to go and eat out, I'm not saying that I don't have enough energy or money or value to afford that. It means that I don't want to dedicate my energy and time to that. I have other priorities, better outcomes that I'd like to create with my time and energy. That I can actually afford anything, and so can you. It's all about how much we're prepared to commit to an outcome. That's the way it should have been from the start. Your choice, not waiting on people. Thank you for that. No, I don't know. I guess I wanted people to like the channel. I wanted them to feel like they were getting value out of it. I wanted it to feel like it was a service. I wanted to provide a service and get paid for that service. I wanted to demonstrate to the world what I'm actually capable of, what value I had to offer. So what has actually changed? What has changed is that I have built up like a client base. I have certain who purchase the services. So it's no longer worth it for me to give services to people who are not paying. You get me? So now I want to focus my channel on art. I want to give the focus and make the primary form of content being art and music. My own art and my own music. I still feel like it's part of my purpose to provide guidance, spiritual guidance, clarity, and discernment to people. Help them see through illusions, understand their reality. And so I will still be doing that, but in a different form. I'll be hosting meetings on Discord, where I do stuff like that, where I interpret dreams and help people interpret their own dreams. Do scrying and help people manifest the things that they desire. More. I want more depth and width in this triangle. I want it to be like a duck. Duck, motherfucker. Yeah. So the symbols of the triangles, as I was saying earlier, the one is consciousness and the immaterial aspects of the being, and the other one is the physical aspects of the being, the body and the brain and emotional experience, all of that shit. So what this symbol is going to represent here, this hexagram in these circles with the sigils, it's basically like we're unifying the value of the physical part of our being and the non-physical part of our being in order to power or create a certain outcome. It represents me investing of my own time and energy into creating a certain outcome, in creating wealth for myself and those who participate on my channels. So this is basically one of the wealth manifestation techniques, money manifestation, value manifestation techniques. So I have an idea in my mind, I have thoughts, an outcome, and I want to make it real. I don't want it to stay in my mind. So this is a graphic representation of it that's on a physical object, physical page. So I'm giving ideas and thoughts and plans their first physical form. It doesn't have to be a drawing, you know, you can also sing it or just say words. Words, images, words, images, sounds. Those are called thought forms. They are thoughts that are given physical form. So what is the outcome of this? It's to create a thriving community. Images is usually what I do as well. Fuck yes. So I want to, the idea is a plan towards a thriving community. And this community isn't just like any Twitch streamer's community. This community is about collaboration and support, where artists collaborate, and where people learn to get out of their habits of poverty, where people are able to allow their value to turn into other forms of value, to turn into money and support and food, and so that whatever value they have and whatever value they're giving is not left unnoticed. It doesn't go unnoticed, it gets something in return. That's the kind of community I want. That's the kind of community I'm building. Where everyone can share in the abundance of the community, can share in its energy. Ethical marketing, co-creation, education, self-development, So I have found that with manifestation techniques it's very important to be specific. Very specific. Like, it's not going to happen the way you specify, but is anything going to happen at all if you didn't specify anything? That's the kind of vibe, like, things never happen the way that we originally planned, but if we didn't make a plan at all, nothing would have happened. Yeah, I've upgraded all of my plans and everything. Like, I'm now able to stream in full HD. So at the moment, because of the shifts that I've made, I'm not able to run my scenes the way I was doing it, but hopefully by next week I can have my scenes back up. And what that would look like is just having a second camera. Right now I'm streaming directly from the phone and just using the laptop as a chat, just so I can... Yeah, that is dark techno. It's Aim to Head. The song is called Deathloop, from the album Ether. What did they call it? They called it EBM? I don't know. But yeah, it's royalty free, I discovered. I chanced on it when I was searching for cyberpunk music, and then I was like, fuck, this is actually royalty free, I'm gonna use it in my streams. Some of it's cool, most of it's pretty mediocre though. But it's good enough. It's definitely good enough to create a vibe. I don't want to end up like smudging the ink onto the page, so I'm going to continue from this side. So creating this image is not like the end of it. I can't just draw this image and expect the community to manifest. I need to show up, consistently doing the things that I do. Creating, podcasting, sharing knowledge, sharing experience, sharing skills. If I want this community to manifest, I must show up. I can't just draw this image and then forget about it. But with this image, as I draw it, it kind of like centers my focus and my attention on this outcome. Like I'll find myself unconsciously or accidentally doing things that help bring about this outcome. And others around me as well, as they see this image, whether they know what it's for or not, it like does affect them somehow. So it kind of looks like coincidences, lots of coincidences that happen when you're doing manifestations and spell work and creating sigils or enchantments. It looks very much like coincidence. Suddenly people are there to support you in what you are trying to manifest, or suddenly things you did by accident help you out in your outcome. It seems like coincidence. It is coincidence, or synchronicity, as some others might say. But that's not really relevant to me. I don't mind if it's just a coincidence, as long as it's helping me get towards my outcome. And I don't know, once you've done it 3 times and you're seeing the same kind of effects, then it can't be a coincidence anymore. There must be something else at play. Like maybe we are collectively linked together, like our consciousness. Maybe we do subtly pick up on one another's thoughts and feelings and desires. Maybe we're not consciously aware of how connected we are, but we are connected somehow. Human beings, all human beings, I mean, and all living things in general. So for that reason, when I make these kinds of sigils and spells, I like to make them as profile pictures, or as, somewhere that it's going to be publicly visible to a lot of people. So that there's a lot of stars, because as we were talking about, we were like using ourselves as the sun as a symbol of our own value and energy. So it's like everyone is their own star, radiating energy. And that energy goes where they put their focus. So if this is in a publicly accessible place, it gets a lot of energy through all of the different people who are giving it focus. Whether they know what it is designed to do or not. Consciously, anyway. They know what the intention was, the original vision was. That's cool, but royalty free is perfect. Yeah, it was really cool. It's really impressive. Whoever these guys are that do this music, they produce fuck tons of music consistently, and it's all royalty free. They're doing the whole fucking globe a service, hey? Oh, I've only managed to do one triangle. There's another one to do. And so many circles. Lol. But yeah, I pulled this piece out of the woodworks because that's supposed to be my profile picture. I wanted to do it in color, but I couldn't afford colors. And once again, that means that I decided to dedicate my energy into a different outcome. I I decided to let this just be black and white and put my energy into making sure that this was fully off-grid. I can always go and look for colors for another piece in the future, the next profile picture. Okay. Inking the other triangle is important. I must do that before I move on. Speed it up a little bit. I saw this video where a guy produces energy. Well, he doesn't produce it, well, he does. But he uses magnets, a magnetic field, and he opposes the magnetic field with the gravitational field. So he's got magnets here on the floor, and another one on top, but it's like hovering. It's like the weight of gravity is pulling it down, and the strength of the other magnet is pushing it up, and those two opposing forces are producing power. And he's using that power to run some light bulbs. Basically, those light bulbs will never die. Well, it'll take them a good 50 years or so to die. The magnets will have to lose their charge before the battery dies. I mean, the lights die. So I'm really keen to like do some experiments with that. See how much energy I can actually push out of magnets and the Earth's gravitational field, making them oppose one another. See if I put weights on the magnets, if I use electromagnets, how much power can I actually generate that way? If I use multiple and connect them in series, make banks. Like a lot of people who on that video were saying it's fake, it's not real what he's doing. So, you know, but I actually want to test it. I want to see if it can be done. And if it can be done, how much power can be gathered that way? So I feel like out of the talk that we did today, out of this talk show, this episode of Mystic Arts, the most important key is that you separate, in your paradigm, you need to separate value from money. Recognize and acknowledge that money is not value. Because that's where all the fuck-ups come in our wealth manifestation process. The fuck up comes in that we are falsely identifying what wealth really is. So yeah, sure, we sometimes manifest the money, we manifest what we asked for, but where does it go? It doesn't last very long. It works well if you want to like spend your whole life manifesting a few $100 at a time. then go ahead. By all means, you can do that. That's fine. No one's going to judge you. But if you want to really go big money, if you want to get out of your current tier and like ascend into a new tier of wealth and abundance, then acknowledging that the value is not in the money and putting your focus into creating systems, sources. Yeah. That's Money Magic 2.0. Not asking the universe for enough money to pay my rent. I'm getting a little bit more ambitious. Ask instead for your outcomes. Ask the universe for your outcomes, the things you were going to use that money to do, and ask the universe for the technology and the systems that are required in order to realize those outcomes. The energy that's required in the forms that are required. If you need money to make your outcomes, then that will happen. That is what you will find. If you don't, and then you will find that your outcomes come to you and manifest in ways that didn't require money. That has been most of the case for me. When I'm manifesting outcomes, those outcomes realize for me without money. I sometimes have to manifest sources of income, sources of energy, solar panels basically, and that works. Sometimes I have to manifest a little bit of cash, and that works. But all of that is just temporary. It doesn't take us to our outcomes. It doesn't take us to wealth. It doesn't take us to abundance. If I'm asking for money every month, then I'm still within a lack mentality. I'm still within a poverty mindset, a poverty paradigm where I don't have enough and I need to ask for this thing to come into my life. I can't rely on myself. I haven't recognized that value exists within me. I'm still thinking that the value is in some kind of outside source that I need to interact with. Sometimes we have to be there. You know, if you are there, you have to be there. You have to ask for that money every month. Otherwise, your whole way of life starts to collapse. But I guess that's the point, is that we want to let go of that way of life that requires we live that way. Requires that we are in this endless cycle of chasing after money, chasing after jobs, looking for external value, temporary value. And it's not an instant process. Once you recognize that the value is inside of you, then you start to look for ways that you can convert that value into universal forms of energy. That's where your focus, that's what your focus becomes. Well, that's what my focus has become. Like, actually, all the energy and value and money that I need is right here inside of me. I am the source of all this energy. just need to figure out ways to connect this inner value that comes from me as the source. My expertise is what installed it. My expertise is what connects the energy that I'm catching from the sun with the appliances I want to run. I've manifested this outcome 70% without money. And that's the wealth. The wealth is this outcome where I have self-sustaining green energy. I'm not relying on the state to provide energy for me. They're not reliable. That is the wealth, the outcome. Not the money that was invested, not even the time that was invested, but the outcome, the solution. And the value is within the whole process, because I can now go and create the same wealth for someone else. I can allow my value to help someone else create the same outcome. That's the value. It's in me. Value is the ability to take energy and use that energy to create wealth and abundance. Abundant wealth. I know I keep repeating this, but like, your source, you as the source of value and energy, doesn't deplete, doesn't run out. Employers and banks and systems and society will make you feel like your value fluctuates, goes up and down depending on how much knowledge you have or how much of this you have or whatever. That's not the case. Your value is consistent, consistently radiant. It's all about systems that you put in place to capture that value and transform it. Transform it into wealth, into outcomes. Things like sickness, things like fatigue, those things are interferences. It's like clouds that come between your solar system and your source, the sun. The sun hasn't gotten dimmer, there's just something in the way. Okay, with that in place, what's next? Next, it is to slice and dice the outer circle. Basically, I want to create a break. A break in the line. doesn't feel right. Something feels off here. Something feels off. That's another circle. 1, 2. I need both of those circles. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's blinding. Okay, so put outer markings on that outer rim. And then this will be the inner circle. And that will be... fuck. There's so many lines on the page now that it's like making my brain warp. But this is one line. What I'm doing now is one line. So my markings are going to go on the outside. They're going to go on this line. This one. This line is broken into 6 parts. The inner line is broken into a different number of parts. 12 parts perhaps. Okay, this line, the outer line, is broken into 6 parts. Okay, let's just do it. Let's break it. Let's break it. I hate that. I fucking hate that. Don't do that. Don't wrinkle my page. I'm actually digging the triple line vibes. I'm going to keep it like that in 3 lines. Just going to ink it in 3 lines. So basically every week I'm going to pick a topic to talk about for 2 hours. On a Sunday. And you guys are welcome to suggest topics if you want me to, like, I have a bit of knowledge on various different topics, specializing in occult and mystic topics, but also, you know, within artistic and engineering topics as well, quantum topics. So you guys let me know what there is that you'd like to hear about, and I'll see about incorporating it. Honestly, it doesn't feel like we've been here for 2 hours, but we have. Doesn't fucking feel like it at all. That's how I want it to be, you know, I want to be having fun, no pressure. I know that at the beginning of the stream that I said I'm going to be doing like mystic month. Something else I'd like to do once a month is invite someone else onto the stream so we can interview them, or they can just talk to us a little bit about their expertise or their experiences with the occult or mysticism, so that it doesn't, you know, so we get some various perspectives and paradigms here, collaborating with other artists and creators with different genres and different content and different audiences, different value. I'm going to ink these guys in, and then I'm going to do like a collective reading, generalized collective tarot reading for us. It's been a while since I took any cards out of the tarot deck, to be honest, and read them. I rely on visions and dreams and just general clairaudience, because like I hear and smell things. that are not physical. And those things tell me about what's going on. They answer my questions. I don't need the tarot. I don't need the tarot to tap into my intuition or my psychic abilities. I guess that's why I've stopped. That's why I want to stop using it. I want to take emphasis away from it. I want to help people realize that it's a fun thing, and it's cool, and it's great for developing and learning, but it's actually quite limited in its capacities. It's a very old technology. Humanity has evolved a lot since then, since those days when the tarot was first conceived. Some people say that the tarot originates in Atlantis. They say that the tarot is based on the playing cards. Some people say it's the other way around. Nobody knows where the playing cards come from, so they say. Others, if you say that the tarot is based on the playing cards, then we don't know where its origin is. If you say it's the other way around, then we know its origin. Its origin is in ancient Egypt. It didn't look like a deck of cards in ancient Egypt. It was a language. It was the hieroglyphic language in Egypt. They used it for divination, they used it for communication. And it was translated into a new language. Moses plagiarized it, turned it into Hebrew, changed the symbols but kept the structure. A few thousand years later, again it was copied, duplicated by Rider-Waite-Smith into cards, into what we understand as the tarot. That is assuming that we say that playing cards are based on the tarot. If we say that the tarot is based on playing cards, then we don't know where it comes from. Don't know where the origin is. Either way, it doesn't really matter to me. Whether it comes from Egypt or Atlantis or somewhere alien, it doesn't matter. It's not really all that relevant. It's a bit off topic, eh? The tarot has very little to do with wealth. Oh, fuck yes. Fuck yes. It's getting too bright and too warm. I mean, it's great, because earlier when it was overcast, the system was drawing more power from the batteries than the solar panel was producing, but it fluctuates. The panel fluctuates up and down. Sometimes it's pushing more energy out than I can use, sometimes it's not pushing out as much as I use. But it's balanced. And also the battery bank is huge. It's 200 amp hours, 24 volts. It's huge. It like, yeah. I'd have to run things consistently for like days. I'd have to leave the studio running like this for multiple days in order to drain the batteries. I'd have to disconnect it from the solar panel and then run it always on to drain it. Because I did that. I disconnected the solar panel from it during the period where my battery bank was damaged. One of my batteries went bang. It was just an internal fault, factory fault. I got a discount off of my next battery purchase. It short-circuited internally, and that shouldn't really happen. There was no reason why that could have happened. It was like, there was no technical fault with the system. It just happened, which means it's like a factory defect. So during that period, I hooked up only one of the batteries to the system, and I didn't connect it to the solar panel because one battery alone would get cooked by the solar panel. The solar panel is too big for one battery. So I disconnected the solar panel and I used the battery for a week to run the house. And it still had more than 12 volts when I tested it. It really taught me a lesson. It taught me like, hey, actually there's a lot more energy than I thought here. Because I was like anxious the whole time, anxious and I'm using too much, running out. So conscious of my consumption. And then that period, that week where I didn't have it connected to anything, and it was one battery alone running all the lights in the house and the internet and charging our phones, I was like, actually fuck. There's a lot more energy here than I thought, a lot more power. These batteries, they can go on for long. Shit. The gap between these two is much smaller than the gap between those two. I'm gonna have to solve that. That said, I still like it to balance. You know, I still like the amount that I use to balance with the amount that is going in. Closing the gap, but it doesn't seem to be getting shorter. I keep adding like 4 millimeters on and then checking. That's close, but not quite. not going to make it any smaller than that. Why is that gap so much bigger than all the others? I guess there must be some inaccuracies, minor inaccuracies with the protractor. Because like, no matter how hard I try, there's always some kind of inconsistency in the gaps and shapes and distances. Fuck, that light is just getting too much. The sun is just getting too much over there. Two more. Did my chat just disconnect like that? Whoa. Fucking hell. Like, it didn't disconnect from the stream, just my ability to read it on this end got disconnected. It asked me to sign in again. I need a piss. Okay. So, how can we manifest this outcome? How can we connect our source with our desire? What is the key that will unlock this reality? This future. Where we have established and are maintaining a thriving community, thriving, abundant, cooperative community. I wanted to change the spread now, but like I felt, hey, what I was originally considering, what I was originally intending, is what I should just go ahead and do, right? Okay. The Aeon. Ace of Wands. Ace of Cups, very cool. Six of Cups in reverse. Two of Wands and Queen of Wands. Okay, So the Aeon is about judgment, judging the self, judging the environment, judging state of affairs, judging wisely, you know, not like judging in order to condemn. Oh, that person smokes and therefore they must be a bad person. No, not judging in order to condemn them as a bad person. Judging in order to say, okay, well, if I did that, how would that impact my life? Is that going to create abundance for me, or is it not? They're smoking. I can observe that the smoking is draining their, it's like, it's a black hole that's consuming energy and it's not benefiting them in any way. It's like a parasitic energy drain. So therefore I'm not going to smoke, because I don't want to have that kind of parasitic energy drain in my reality. That's the kind of judgment we're talking about here with the Aeon card. So it's asking us to judge ourselves, judge our own behaviors from the past and the present, to see what is serving us, what is not serving us, to judge those around us, basically learn from their example. If they are good examples, to follow their examples. If they are bad examples, to neglect their examples. The state of affairs, so if I'm looking out into the world and like judge, okay, the government is not very competent at this point, so I don't know if that it will be wise for me to continue to trust in their direction or their discernment. If they're not able to manage the country and make sure that everything is flowing smoothly, then like, how can I trust them? You get what I'm saying, to judge the environment and those in the environment, learning from it so that we can be better versions of ourselves. The opposite end of judgment is grace. So as you judge yourself, it allows you to be more graceful as you go forward. And that's gracefulness as in a graceful dancer or a graceful swan, graceful movement. But it's also grace in that giving yourself grace, giving the people the grace, being like, they are human, we have to make mistakes in order to learn. That's what the judgment is about. And then we give ourselves grace in order to be graceful. So that's the kind of energy that the tarot is recommending for this community. It's saying that I need to embody this Aeon, the new Aeon, the judgment of the past, learning from it, grace, being graceful, offering grace, embodying that. And that is like, that's what we're doing. That's where we are, actually. Like, changing the stream up the way we have been. All of the changes that we're going through in the rebirths is all a result of this energy within myself. Ace of Wands, that is a crossing card. It talks about communicating my intentions. I remember I asked as part of the question how to connect the energy source with the outcome. So this is saying communication is key in connecting the two. Talking about what I desire, talking about what I intend. That is like the first step towards bringing the energy source to the appliance that needs the energy in order to run. Those are symbols, as we've discussed in this stream. The whole solar system is a metaphor for the self and one's own reality. Ace of Cups up there, that's conscious mind. So the conscious mind is learning to express its creativity. It's learning to express emotions and creativity in a graceful and strong way. That's what power is all about. It's about being able to channel and direct your emotions and your creativity in a way that is constructive, not in a way that is destructive. Like if I'm feeling intense emotions, to then express those into the environment in a way that creates instead of in a way that destroys. This is particularly prevalent if we're talking about a negative emotion like hatred or fear. Reacting to those negative emotions can be very destructive. So this card is like, it's saying that the conscious mind is learning how to take all of those feelings, whether good or bad, and use it as a creative source. Use it to create new things, abundant things, not to destroy. So I feel like that card is saying I must consciously develop this within myself and consciously teach this. This is like a cornerstone for the community. Especially if my community has no rules. It hasn't had any rules. It only has some basic tenets that are like guidelines. There's no pressure to follow them. You are your own guru, you know, your own master. I don't tell you what to do. Nobody tells you what to do. I am my own master. No one tells me what to do. I suffer my own consequences. So that's the Ace of Cups. It's like learning to deal with the feelings in a way that doesn't have a destructive effect on the environment or relationships. And this is very key, I'm feeling, very key, very instrumental in establishing and maintaining this kind of community, this thriving, abundant community that I want to found and have been founding and have been maintaining and growing. The key is to develop this. I have been and should continue to develop this consciously, actively, holding it within my awareness and communicating it and sharing it with those within the community. It's also talking specifically about creativity, that focus should be brought to creative efforts and collaborative creative efforts. Also instrumental. The Six of Cups in the unconscious mind. This is something that's impacting us unconsciously that we're not really aware of. It's about relationships. It's like how we feel when we interact with someone else, feeling inadequate specifically, feeling uncomfortable specifically, frustrated. When we observe the example or the success of other people within the community, it impacts us this way, making us feel inadequate, like we're not good enough, or we are it makes us feel frustrated and we're not good enough. That's what I get from this card. But it shouldn't be that way. We should be allowing each other to inspire us. Like if I'm encountering someone and they are fantastically creative, a fucking brilliant artist, I shouldn't let that intimidate me or push me away. I should let that inspire me. I should admire them, learn from them. But unconsciously, the success and the creative expression and the emotional expression of others is impacting me negatively. I'm responding to it negatively. And my success and my creativity is impacting people negatively as well. It's causing frustration and inadequacy to well up. Now, I'm not responsible for someone else's experience, as they are not responsible for mine. Like, my trigger is my trigger, my responsibility. Your trigger is your trigger, your responsibility. But we can be compassionate towards one another. We can avoid doing things deliberately that we know will cause discomfort for one another. So how to turn this card the right way around? Okay, Ace of Cups will help with that. So if I'm feeling frustrated or inadequate because someone has shared some fantastic art into my space, and now I feel like I'm not good enough anymore because they are better than me or whatever, then to speak about that, to speak about my experience, not to be like, oh, get out of here, your art is shit, whatever, to speak about my experience and be like, hey, you are so good that I'm actually feeling a little bit insecure right now, to say that, you know, because other people, if I'm feeling it, other people are feeling it too. And so to put it out there in the space, and if everyone can feel like they're not alone in their experience, it can help to turn this card the right way around, and we can start to inspire one another instead of intimidate one another. Two of Wands. Two of Wands is opportunities. Opportunities that opened up. Opportunities to see the dreams that I have in place and the desires I have in place, to see them realized, but not committing to them. This is a very interesting one for me, because I feel I have been seizing all of my opportunities and committing to them, but this card is saying to me that I haven't. It's saying to me that I've been claiming opportunities and not committing to them. And I feel really personally attacked by that, because sure, I have had to let certain things slide. I have had to overlook certain opportunities because, like, they are priorities. How can I host the channel and build the community if I don't have power? I mean, for fuck's sake. So, you know, my energy and time had to be invested into securing the power situation, solving that problem, overcoming it. But I must not justify myself. I need to just learn from this, take the lesson, observe where I fell short. There has been a lack of commitment from my part within my Loom space, within my Discord server, lack of commitment within the members area. And also I justified that because there were no members at the time, but that's not how you make a seed grow. You have to water the seed. You have to show up with the seed. So I acknowledge this is in the past. It's something that I should learn from, an aspect of my past that I should learn from. Queen of Wands in the future, Queen of Wands. So that's saying that we're starting again. We're starting from scratch. We've gone full circle. It's a new year, it's new content, but we have been here before. We started this a year ago. We're in a better position to succeed than we were a year ago. We started this community many years ago, 4 years ago. And we've gone full circle multiple times, and each time we are doing better than the last time. We grow faster, or we handle ourselves better. And this card is also warning me to be mindful, to trust in myself, not to doubt myself, because doubt will cause me to push people away. If I doubt myself, then that the knee-jerk response to that is to try and convince other people that I'm reliable, to convince other people to trust me when I can't trust in myself. Because if they trust me, then surely I must be trustworthy, right? This card is reminding me to trust in myself first, because trying to convince other people will only push them away. I will seem desperate, I will seem intimidating, overzealous, frightful even. Trusting in myself, not doubting in myself. Trusting in the people in the community, not doubting them. Encouraging them to trust in themselves. But again, the card is saying that I have to do that. I have to be an example. I want people to trust in themselves and depend on themselves within the community. As the founder and leader of the community, I need to demonstrate that. But this is an exciting card. It's talking about fortune and success, and new beginnings, lots of fire. Fire is like a source of energy. You boil your water, you cook your food on fire. Well, I don't know if you do, but I do. Instead of using an electric stove, using gas stoves and wood-burning stoves. Instead of using electric geyser, using gas geyser. Fire, wood-burning geyser. But that's that. That's me for today, guys. Not quite. These lessons that I've gotten from these cards, I want to incorporate them into this logo that I'm designing. What I'm going to do is just take them like this, put them together, put these guys together so they can get out of the way. Oh, there's another one. Okay. Let's see. Ace of Wands, I see a tree of life. I see a weird spider-like worm. But what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to do this. Curve over, straight line. Lesson of the Ace of Wands. Judgment. I see wings, I see Shin, I see Omega. Okay, so what I'm going to do Shadow Mark 3, welcome in. I recognize that name. How you doing? What I'm going to do here is I'm going to put, again, curve, but this time we're going to go all the way around. Like so, and we're going to put little, like, horns on the guy. lesson of, what is that? The Aeon, lesson of the Aeon incorporated. Next one is the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is literally like an 8-pointed star or some shit. I see Mars and I see Aries, so what am I going to do here? I'm going to put like an X. Yeah, I'm going to put an X. It's going to be like a curved X. And it's going to have like straight lines. Yeah, cool. Moving on. Lesson of the Two of Wands incorporated. Six of Cups. I see a bunch of bells. I see Scorpio. I see the sun. I see lots of wire. Okay, so what we're going to do here is like an altered Scorpio vibe. I'm going to make like a straight line that does the tail thing. And we're going to put one line on this side, straight line, and a dot in the center, like an eye. Cool. Lesson of the Six of Cups incorporated. Ace of Cups. Okay, so here I see like a cup, a spider web, some muffins, and the cup has like really big ears. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna make like a broken figure 8, I guess. I'm gonna put like a curve on top and then like a broken figure 8 underneath it. There we go. Lesson of the Ace of Cups incorporated. What's next? Queen of Wands. Okay, so the Queen is on her throne. She's got a crown with many horns on it and a staff, and she's holding a cheetah or a leopard by its head. Okay, what am I going to do here? I'm going to make like a crown vibes. I'm going to make the crown vibes. So we got like a spade, and it's going to have like all of these little spikes on it. Here we go. Lesson of the Queen of Wands incorporated. That doesn't seem right. That was a 6-card spread. Holy shit. I thought there were 7 cards in there. Perfect. Perfect. That's fucking perfect. Okay. I'm out. Nice to see you, Shadow Mark 3. Nice to see you. Yeah. I'm gonna do this kind of podcasting, art, streaming, divination thingy-majig every week, and I'll come up with a new topic every week. We spoke about wealth today, true wealth and value. Next week I will, I don't know, I'll come up with a topic. Sweet, cheers, out. I wonder if it's the right way around on camera.